What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to another video on this channel, and we're back. Another beautiful day to be inside playing poker, making this video for you guys. Smash that like button if you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below. Always very appreciative of all the support on these videos. So it's a Monday, like afternoon, mid-afternoon. We're gonna see what's going on here at Boston Billiard. Probably only gonna be playing something smaller. I don't think they have a 2-5 running today, so probably gonna hop into a 1-3 game. Hopefully, if the 2-5 opens up, obviously we'll probably jump into that. So yeah, that's it. I ran out of things to say, and we're going to the video, going to the hands. That's all you guys care about anyways. Let's do it. Before we even get settled into the game, the first hand we look down at is pocket aces. What a good start here. So I open up the action to $20. We're in for 1,000, playing 5-handed here in this new 2-5 game. Only the big blind makes the call, so off to a flop. Flop comes queen 9-4 rainbow. Action checks to me, and here obviously just gonna c-bet. I throw out a sizing to $30. He calls pretty quickly with chips in his hand already, so off to a turn. Turn comes the deuce of diamonds, brings in a backdoor flush draw. Obviously not too concerned about the diamond draw since I do have the ace of diamonds, but he checks to us. And here, going to be sizing up just a little bit since it seemed like he was super eager to call on the flop. So I bet $90, and once again, he makes the call. Going to a river, which comes the 10 of hearts. It's such a connected board now at this point, and when he checks to us, how can I get value from one pair holding since we're only holding one pair? Definitely got to bet something here, so I go to 150. He tanks, ends up thinking about it, and throws in a chip for a call. We show our hand, and miraculously, we win the first hand of the day, off to a hot start. Next hand, the game has filled up now, so we're playing 6-handed. We pick up ace-jack of clubs on the small blind, and the cutoff opens up the action to $12. Folds to me. Here, I decide to 3-bet to 40, and he makes the call without too much thinking, so we're going heads up to a flop. He's a pretty short stack and has been super aggressive early on in the session, so we're going to see what happens. Flop comes king, queen, 6, rainbow. Here, actions onto me. Just going to have to c-bet here with a gut shot. I have all of the king and queen X's in the world, so I c-bet $35, and he makes the call. Going to a turn comes a jack. Here, we actually turn a pair nicely, but board is just way too connected here at this point, so I decided to just slow down and check here, since I don't feel the need to continue bluffing here at this point, so I check, he checks it back, and we're going to a river. The river's another queen, and here, I'm just going to check to get to showdown here, I think. I think it can be good here sometimes, but not really loving the situation when he jams about $150 to us. I feel like a king would probably check back here, given that he did check the turn. Smells like he basically only has a queen, I guess, or ace-10 sometimes. So I just don't believe him right now. He's been playing very, very aggressive. And sure, we make the call. He has king-queen of diamonds, and this is what you call a delayed punt. Third hand of the day, we look down at pocket kings in the cutoff, playing 5-handed. I open up the action to $20. Player to my left on the button, 3-bets to $60. Actions onto the big blind, who now cold calls, and actions onto me. Here, obviously, it's a pretty clear spot that I should be 4-betting quite often, especially for value here since I have been 4-betting fairly light recently, so I decided to go for it to $265. The button is a very solid player in a reg here, so he could be 3-betting fairly late, but I know the big blind, who's the same player from last hand, he's been known to mix up the action for sure. So unfortunately, we don't get any action though. Both players fold, and we take down $120 pre-flop. About an hour or so goes by, and we don't pick up any hands, so here we look down at 6-9 suited on the button. The under the gun player opens up the action to $15. I decide to mix things up. This is what happens when you're just a little bored. I 3-bet to $45, and the under the gun player makes the call. I probably could have found a better spot instead of 3-betting the under the gun opener, but here we are going to a flop, which comes 8-6 deuce, 2 hearts. Well, we've flopped a pair now, so when he checks to us, let's try to go for value here with a pair of sixes. I bet $35, and he makes the call without thinking too much, so he calls our little down bet here, and we're going to a turn. Turn comes the ace of hearts, not a good card for us. Flush draw gets there, and obviously the ace. He checks, and here I think I make a mistake. I try to just semi-bluff, trying to target one heart holdings, potentially. But here, I just want to rep the ace at this point, so I semi-bluff to a smaller sizing to $65. He doesn't think too long before making the call for 65, going to a river. The river is a 4 of diamonds. He checks to us, and with our pair of sixes, I don't think we need to really blast off away at this point, so I check it back with some showdown. He shows ace-jack offsuit with the jack of hearts. So yeah, we lose this one, playing 6-9 suited, probably not the best play in the world. Hand after that, we pick up pocket jacks in the small blind, playing 5-handed here. The under the gun player opens up the action to $20. Middle position player makes the call, and on to me now. Probably can 3-bet, but I decided to take a different line and just make the call in the small blind. So we're going 3 ways to a flop. The flop is king, queen, queen, 2 clubs. Just the flop I'm looking for here with jacks. So when I check, cool enough, the action checks all the way around. Going to a turn, which comes the 3 of spades, brings in another backdoor flush draw, so 2 flush draws out there. Here on the small blind, I just check. The under the gun pre-flop raiser bets $20. Middle position player gets out of the way, and here for $20, we're just gonna have to make the call and get the showdown. So I make the call, and we're going to a river. The river's the 3 of diamonds, so we're on a double paired board now. Draws have bricked, and here I'm thinking maybe I can go for slim value. Maybe I can get called by ace high, pocket 10s, pocket 9s. So I throw out a smaller sizing of $55, kind of going for value, kind of like a blocker bet too, honestly. He tanks and thinks about it now, and after thinking things over, he raises to $225. Not a whole lot of options here for me besides snap folding, unfortunately. If he flopped a boat or something like that, then so be it. But we snap fold our jacks, unfortunately, and we're moving on. Next hand, pocket 7s on the button with 1,000 in our stack. We load back up, and there's a limper to me here on the button. I raise to $25, and we get 2 callers, the small blind and the limper. The flop comes queen 10-10, 2 diamonds out there. Action checks to me, not going to do anything besides check it back. See a free turn card. The turn is the ace of hearts. Once again, action checks to me, and I'm not going to take the bait here. Not going to fire a delayed c-bet and turn my pocket 7 to a bluff yet, so I just check it back. Going to a river. The river is a beautiful 7. Look at us rivering a boat here. And once again, action checks to me. Obviously, just going to have to bet here, target queen or ace X holdings. I bet $65. The small blind calls pretty quickly, and the other player folds. I show my hand, and the small blind certainly isn't happy. I potentially could have bet a little bit bigger to get more money out of him, but for that $65, I'll take it down. After that hand, we have Jack 8 of hearts on the button. It's a 5-way limped pot, so if we're in position, Jack 8, suited Jack 8, I guess it's worth $5, so let's go to a flop 5 ways. The flop comes ace, king 5, 2 hearts out there, and the cutoff throws out a bet to $15 when checked to him. Here with a jack high flush draw, certainly going to be going with it. I make the call, and the small blind makes the call as well, so we're going from 5 ways to the flop to 3 ways to the turn. Turn comes a 9. Doesn't really change anything. Once again, the cutoff throws out a bet of $35. Really great price to continue with our flush draws, so let's just go for it. I decide to call 35. Once again, the small blind calls 35 as well. Going to a river. The river is the 9 of hearts. We get there with the flush. It's a paired board though, but really not too concerned about any boats being out there. So here now, the action checks to me, and how can I get 1 pair ace X holdings to make the call here? I just don't think any 1 pair ace X holdings can call for a super large amount. So I bet small, $60. The small blind quickly makes the call. The cutoff folds an ace face up, and we show our hand, expecting to be good. Nope. The small blind has queen 4 of hearts. Can't win a thing right now. About another hour-ish goes by being card dead, and here in this spot we pick up jack 10 of hearts on the button. We have an early position limper and action onto me. Here I raise to $25. We get the small blind to 3-bet us to 85, fold all the way back to me, and here in position with a very playable hand. Let's go for it. I make the call and we're off to a flop. Flop comes 9-7-5 rainbow with 1 heart out there. He c-bets $75, and with jack 10 here with a gut shot, backdoor hearts, and a board that really shouldn't hit his 3-betting range from the small blind too often, I decide to continue and make the call for 75, hoping to improve or potentially just bluff at this. The turn comes the 6 of hearts, beautiful as it brings in the backdoor flush draw along with our gut shots. Now he slows down and checks here, and as expected with his overpairs, he should be doing this a lot. Here I fire up a larger sizing to $175, start putting some pressure on overpairs. I don't expect him to be folding just yet with an overpair, and probably ace queen, ace king holdings are probably just going to get out of the way. So here he makes the call for 175. We have about $600-ish behind, so I'm thinking I can probably just jam any river and apply maximum pressure on 1 pair holdings. So we're going to river, which comes the king of hearts. Beautiful, amazing. We get there with the flush, and I'm just praying he has pocket kings here somehow. Here, unfortunately, he checks to us, and I really don't think I can get too much value from hands like pocket queens or maybe even aces. If I throw out a very small sizing to like $150, I probably can get called by aces or queens. But I just wanted to go for all of it. We had intentions on jamming on any river anyways if we bricked out. So let's jam when we actually get there. We jam for $600-ish, and he goes well into the tank. After tanking for quite some time, he ends up deciding on a fold, unfortunately. Unfortunate there, didn't squeeze out any more money from him, but he ended up saying that he had pocket jacks, I think. So, yeah, that would have been a pretty tough call, tough decision there anyways. Following that, we pick up king jack offsuit in the small blind, and action folds to me. Great time to just open up here. I open up the action to $15. We get the big blind to make the call, so blind versus blind going to a flop. Flop comes jack 8-3 2 spades, so here pretty good spot flopping top pair. I bet $20, and surprisingly he raises to 65. Here top pair and a pretty good kicker on a very draw heavy board. Let's make the call and evaluate a turn. Turn comes another 3 here, so unlikely that we're up against a set or something like that. So here I check to the raiser. He throws out a bet of $75. Here, I'm certainly ahead of a lot of hands like Jack 10, Queen Jack, Jack 9. Also 10-9 or 10-9 of spades for some combo draws. So I call the 75 going to a river. The river's a 10 now, not the best card in the world as we do lose to some combinations of Jack 10 here. I check here and he throws out a bet of $200. How often am I beat here by Jack 10 if he gets there on the river? Or potentially how often was I already beat by Jack 8? I'm not really sure, but I don't know how to fold. I'm curious with my pair of jacks. I call it 200, and he shows pocket threes, just quads. Just quads. Nice hand to him there. We pay him off 3 streets with just top pair. Next hand, we have Queen 5 of diamonds in the cutoff, and we're playing 5-handed here. There's a button straddle, and the big blind opens up the action to $25. There's one caller to me, and he's basically opening 2.5x. I'm in position of this, and just losing to quads, we make the call with a very beautiful hand, of course, and the button folds. So 3 ways to a flop, which comes Queen 10-3, 2 diamonds out there. The pre-flop raiser jams $162 total, and I guess that's interesting. We're just going to go with it. Going to see what the middle position player does, though, since he does have a bigger stack and potentially covers me. He thinks and ends up making the fold. Here, obviously, never folding, so I make the call and hoping to improve or hold. Not really sure, but let's go to a runout.
All one. Ethan raises the camera and calls. You hate to see it. You missed. You missed? Yeah, I hate to see it.
This last hand is pretty fun. So there's an under the gun straddle, which is me. I'm under the gun and I'm straddling. Player to my left throws out a $20 blind raise, and the other player throws out a $40 blind raise. Just a classic 2, 5, 10, 20, 40 hand going on right now. And here, action folds all the way to me, and I look down at ace 4 of hearts. Pretty good holding, pretty premium holding at this point, honestly. So I open up the action to $110. The player to my left who blind raised to 20 makes the call, and the player that blind raised to 40 folds. Going to a flop, heads up. The flop comes Jack 8-7 rainbow. Pretty disgusting board for us. This certainly smashes his range more than mine. So I decide to check, and he checks it back. Off to a turn. Turn comes the queen of clubs, brings in a backdoor flush draw, and here once again I decide to check, and he checks it back once again. The river is the 9 of clubs, so backdoor flush draw gets there. There's a 4-liner to a straight. Given the action so far, since you've checked it in position twice, we've got to take a stab at this, so I bet tiny $85, not thinking that we need to make a large bet to get a fold out of him. So he folds. I show the bluffs since they're always good for the game, and we take down this hand playing 2, 5, 10, 20, 40.
1223.
Call.
Sure, you put that part all the way. There you are.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too, have a good one.
Walking out of here, battled back. We were very bored in the middle of that session there. But at the end, we kind of rallied back a little bit. So we played for 4.5 hours, in the game for 1,500, out of the game for 1,223. I'm not doing the math. It's 260.73. I'm an idiot. Minus 273 for 4.5 hours. Not that bad. I was probably at my lowest point. I was probably down close to 800-ish. But that Jack 10 hand was really cool. Would have been a lot cooler if he called somehow. But he ended up saying he had jacks. So pretty unlikely for us to get a call unless we bet something ridiculously small, like $80 or something like that. But we'll take it. So yeah, 2-5. Not bad. I'm gonna play a lot more 2-5. I just want to see if I can be profitable here, and if I can take a shot sometime soon, I definitely will. Definitely want to play at least another 5-10 session and try to redeem myself and not leave minus 2K in like 3 hours or something really short. But anyways, that's the video. The sun is blinding my eyes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.